Jeff, Jim, and Carmela, part number 21. Approximately 1 month later, after Jim had gotten the phone call from Carmela out of his mind, he was leaving the radio station, and the disc jockey who replaced him came to the front entrance door and motioned for Jim to stop as he was backing out of his parking spot. He rolled down his window, and the morning disc jockey said, "Someone on the request line wants to talk to you, Jim." Jim came back into the control room, and he knew it would be Carmela before he picked up the receiver. Jim never gave the request line as a contact for his family back in Little Rock, Arkansas, so he knew it would not be someone from home. He told them not to use that phone to try to contact him. Jim had a premonition about talking to Carmela. Something about her voice was speaking without words. He had never felt that way before, about a voice. When Jim said hello, the mysterious voice said, "Hi, Jim. If you have the time, I need to talk to you about something." The control room was no longer in Jim's domain, and it was impossible to carry on a conversation during another disc jockey's program. Jim quickly explained this to Carmela and said he would call her back if she would give him her phone number. This was long before cell phones, and after a long pause, Carmela said, "I cannot do that. Is there some other phone I can use to reach you?" Jim, not knowing who this mystery voice was, did not want to give out his apartment phone number. The sales department had separate phone numbers, so Jim decided to give her one of those numbers because they were used during business hours and were publicly known by the advertisers. After Jim gave Carmela the sales phone number, Carmela asked if she could call him on that phone tomorrow night after he finished his program. "Yes, you can, Carmela," he said. Then, before Jim could say anything else, the morning disc jockey had a record beginning to end, and he quickly told Carmela he had to go. Jim hung up the phone. As Jim walked out of the building, he was back to where he was the first time he heard that voice. But now he was more intrigued than ever. Could someone named Carmela, with a mysterious and beautiful feminine voice, be pulling a prank? Jim even imagined it could be a female impersonator. Pranks were common for radio announcers. Someone was always trying to do a number on the people who came into their homes each evening. Listeners to the program began to think they knew you more intimate than a stranger because they were hearing your voice in the kitchen, bedroom, or any part of the house. In the 1960s, being a radio announcer was a big deal. Jim was confused about his reaction to Carmela's voice. He was asking himself, what was he feeling when he heard this sad, beautiful voice?